First of all, to tell you my old story, I lived with my grandparents before I came to the Philippines. And I was bullied at a Korean school for being 158 centimeter tall and weighing less than 43 kilograms. And my self-esteem was too low. So I didn't want to hear anything and I didn't want to do anything. After coming to the Philippines, my father saw me and asked me to improve together. I decided to follow my father, and my father fed me a lot of foods and made me exercise. I gradually grew up and became like other friends. I also felt my self-esteem recovering. However, although external things have been fixed a lot, internal things, my mental, needed further improvement. It's now a fight with myself. I tortured myself and comforted myself and tried to overcome it. The most important thing is not to give up. Giving up means that the goal disappears. When the goal disappears, passion is lost, and the vicious cycle repeats. I want people to get up again even if they stop for a while without giving up. I'm the one who changes me. Don't rely on others. People who fall into inferiority after being sexually assaulted or bullied criticize themselves saying, I've been subjected to such things because I'm ugly. I also thought like that. We are used to blame ourselves and others. Let's get away from criticism and comfort yourself as if you are comforting someone else in trouble. Self-comfort helps you escape from the painful experiences of the past. Confidence and self-esteem seem to be similar, but they have different meanings. Confidence refers to one's belief in one's ability or value or how one feels when compared to others. And self-esteem is a measure of love for oneself. Even if a person who is more handsome or taller than me is in front of me, the measure of self-esteem is not pessimistic about appearance, but loving myself or thinking of myself as an ugly person. Self-esteem and inferiority are determined by the way you see yourself. The problem is not a condition, but a perspective. You can't get out of inferiority without changing your negative perspective on yourself. Self-esteem is one's own assessment of oneself. People evaluate themselves in two ways. The first is self-worth. This is an emotion that occurs when evaluating I am a valuable person. Therefore, people with high self-esteem are happy and comfortable when meeting people. This is because they expect a good response from the other party. On the other hand, people with low self-esteem expect that they will disgust the other person. The reason for this is expectation is that he believes himself to be a worthless person, a tired and boring person, and a dependent person. When they have to meet people inevitably, they make excuses to avoid them, prepare a separate topic when they can't be sure, and dilute uncomfortable interpersonal relationships by making it a place where 3 or more people meet. It also gives unnecessary compliments. It's like a view. When the change is a coin, you can't even ask the driver for it. After that, I get angry, or you get angry over the thought of why did I give up the money? and he's a very difficult person to live in. However, a person with high self-esteem can naturally claim his or her right. People with high self-esteem are confident and see themselves as people who can give good feelings to others. The second element of self-esteem is confidence. A person with high self-esteem is, I am a competent person. I believe I can do well in what's left to me. You need confidence to start a business. You need confidence to propose. People with confidence are not afraid of failure. People with confidence are hopeful. While studying for the exam, I study with the hope of passing. However, people with low self-esteem have no confidence. I easily fall into lethargy and that I don't think I can do anything. Lethargy is one of the characteristic symptoms of people with low self-esteem, especially depression patients. I can't. I tried it. Nothing worked out. I'm incompetent. And the world is so rough. I'm scared. I don't have courage and no motivation. Avoid social contact and avoid friends. They are people who have lost their psychological vitality. The lethargy becomes a rot when self-esteem is too low. A sense of inferiority arises. Self-esteem is success or greed. If you raise a lot of records of success in winning the fight against yourself, your self-esteem, or even when you lower your greed, which is the level of expectation for yourself, your self-esteem increases. It also means that the greater the difference between realistic and ideal self, the greater the sense of inferiority. Abandoning fantastic expectation or ideas on oneself, setting realistically feasible ideas and realizing them are ways to increase self-esteem. Reducing greed increases self-esteem. The more greedy you are, the lower your self-esteem is. In fact, it seems contradictory, but there is a hidden desire in the psychology of inferiority complex. It is a desire to step on others and gain an upper hand. As a rich person with a lot of money, I also have a desire to brag about money. In some cases, the desire to succeed and dominate others with power is secretly hidden behind a sense of inferiority. One's appearance and the ability that cannot satisfy this greed, you are ashamed and hate property or family. Abandoning this greed makes it easier to overcome inferiority complex. In order to increase self-esteem, it is better to increase your success and achievement score. The more successful experience you have, the higher your self-esteem increases. On the contrary, the lower the success experience and more failures, the more self-esteem is attacked. People with a strong sense of inferiority say, I have to be perfect. I have to be recognized by anyone or everyone that I'm perfect. Not a single person should know my weakness. I believe that if my weaknesses are exposed, I will suffer unbearable figures. Self-esteem cannot be maintained without departing from the illusion of perfectionism. In order to increase self-esteem, it must be released from the pressure to be perfect. Self-esteem increases only when you can accept yourself as you are. Self-esteem does not rise after being perfect. We have to acknowledge ourselves. You have to tell yourself, although I'm not perfect, I've been doing my best. Looking back, how terrible moments have we gone through at every crisis in life? Others cannot know the pain we have suffered. You should acknowledge yourself for enduring it. Let's not just blame ourselves for not being perfect, but acknowledge our hard work. At this time, self-esteem comes to life. Thank you.